Hey guys, Mike from CCTV Camera Pros here. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make a wireless panic button for a self-monitored alarm system. And what I did was I used a NodeMCU ESP8266 board and Arduino to make this wireless panic button. And here's a wiring diagram of how I did it. And by the way, all of this, including the source code, is uploaded on GitHub, and I'll link to it down below in the description or in the blog post if you're on our website. But basically, I wanted to create this wireless panic button because I got a call from a customer the other day, and he wanted to create a panic button for his staff to use when he wasn't there. He has a retail location, and it's not in the best neighborhood, and sometimes there's some activity that's suspicious going on, or something just doesn't seem right. And he wanted his employees to be able to push a panic button below the cash register that would alert him via a mobile app push notification, so he could look in on the security camera system and see what was going on and determine if he needed to take some further action. Well, I documented how to do that the other day using a hardwired panic button to the alarm panel on the back of one of our Viewtron NVRs. But he called me back, and it's kind of difficult for him to run the wire from his NVR that's in like a closet in the back of his location to the front where the push button would be. So he wanted a wireless button option. So anyways, I created this Arduino sketch to show him and others how to do it. And although I have this one interacting with the API of our Viewtron NVRs to take all the actions when the button is pressed, this is a generic project where you can integrate this with really any type of alarm system that has webhook APIs where you can send an HTTP post into it to trigger the alarm. So this is how this one works. The push button is real simple. It's a basic push button wire that's used in thousands of projects out there. But the reason why I use the ESP8266 board is it has built-in Wi-Fi, and it's super cheap. This microcontroller was like $8. But anyways, when you first fire the project up, I used a library called Wi-Fi Manager that enables a temporary access point on the Arduino that you can connect to it directly via Wi-Fi. And then you can go into the Wi-Fi settings and not only set up the wireless access point that you want the button to connect to, but also the configuration settings for how to connect to, in this case, the Viewtron IP camera NVR, like user ID and password and port. You can also hardwire that in the Arduino sketch. I wanted to kind of make this so you could just plug it in anywhere and then configure it right on the device. But you can simplify it by hard coding all those variables if you want to. Anyway, what happens when you press this button is it sends an HTTP post over the local network here to the Viewtron NVR, which I have right here behind me, and I have my panic button over here just connected to a power source. And when the NVR receives that HTTP post, there's a number of things that it can do. This is all configurable. Most importantly, it can send a push notification to the mobile app. That's what this business owner wanted. It can also trigger recording on the NVR, so all of the panic button events are not only recorded on the NVR, but they're bookmarked, so you can easily go back and see all of them. It can also activate an audible alarm built into the NVR, and it can also trigger external alarm outputs. I won't go into detail on this video, but I have one of the alarm outputs here connected to a Shelly 1 device that communicates with this this light over here. That I'll go into more details in another video on how I did that. I've been tinkering with a lot of Internet of Things and integrations using these webhook APIs. It's really fun. But anyways, let me show you. When I push this button, you're going to hear the alarm go off on the NVR. You're going to see the alarm light triggered, and that so I got the push notification on the mobile app. It triggered recording on the NVR, and that's bookmarked, so I can easily go back and see that. Again, I have this Arduino wireless panic button project configured to connect to one of our Viewtron NVRs, but this is really a generic project. Integrators can take this and use it and modify it to connect to anything they want. If you have any questions about any of this, you can reach out to me directly. I can be reached at mike@viewtron.com. I have another video that I did with this on the website, and I have the step-by-step instructions on how to configure the button to interact with the virtual alarm API on the Viewtron NVR. All those instructions, and I'll put the link to the GitHub source repository for this project. You could go to www.viewtron.com/valarm. Thank you for watching.